guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to make us a nice and simple Sunday meal on a weekday, y'all. So here it is. We are going to start by rinsing, washing, removing any dirt and grime from these nice and delicious collard greens. You all, this have been freshly picked from a garden of our neighbors, and our neighbors, you know, gave us some collard greens, and we decided to cook them for a Sunday meal on a weekday night. Hey, you all, we're going to rinse these with some cool water, right? We are going to gently toss them back and forth in this water to get all that dirt and grime off of there. We do not want to rinse or wash them in any hot water at all, because we don't want to start the cooking process early on before we actually get them clean. We're going to wash this at least about 4 times. What you're looking at is the second wash, and what you're going to see me do is go through them nice and thorough, because I want to remove all that dirt and grime. Like I said, you do not want to serve that to your family. I don't think so. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to start on our smoked meat. Okay, this is smoked neck bone, and we're going to wash those nice and thoroughly with cool water. And what I hadn't showed you is how I removed the back fat, or whatever you call it. I call it the guts on the back of the meat, and we're going to go ahead and season it on down, right? Smoked meat, we're going to add our seasonings to it, and you can use whatever seasoning you desire to use, whatever is suitable for you and your family. But these are my common go-to seasonings that I use on my meats beside my special blend. Alright, so what you have seen was the garlic powder, some seasoning salt. We're going to go ahead with some paprika. The paprika really just adds color to my broth, because with the broth, you will see later on that I'm going to add it to my greens. Now we're going to put in some onion powder. Yes, we're going to put some onion powder, and we're going to go ahead and put in our thyme. So thyme is a little green. I like greenery in my seasoning mix, if you had not noticed. So right here, what you're looking at is some rib tips. Now I've got this from my local grocery store, and I brought it in a bulk. I got it on sale. That was a good sale. And we're going to wash those with cool water as well to remove any impurities from that meat, which we had already did. So now you see me looking through my greens to make sure that it is clean, that I don't see any more dirt or anything out into my sink or any area. Now we're going to use some cool water to go ahead and wash it for the last and final wash, because previously to that I washed it twice, third time off camera, and now this is the 4th time that I'm just going through for the last time to make sure it's all nice and clean. I hope you all are having a very awesome day. I hope that you all had a very awesome weekend approaching. So let's just get into this video and give the thumbs up, share, leave a comment if you will. That helps my channel to grow and to reach other up and becoming cooks, beginner cooks, whoever desire to want to learn how to cook. That helps me out. Thank you very much in advance. So what you're looking at now is some nice clean rib tips. This is how it looks when it comes in a whole, and I'm just placing it onto the sheet pan, and we're going to go through it and pat dry it. Actually, we're going to pat dry it, and we're going to make sure that we remove any excess water. And we're going to go in with some, I decided to use some Dijon mustard, and we're going to support this young lady here. I love to support young up and coming, well, she's not up and coming, she's a YouTuber, she's a content creator, and she is awesome. I love this seasoning that I purchased from her. It's the juke joint, and you can pause the video if you like to get a scan of the QR code and order you some. you're not going to taste the mustard that we're putting on here. So I just do a little dollop on each pork chop. Well, not pork chop. We do a little dollop on each rib tip, and we're just going to rub it in nice and well, and we're going to rub it in again on the other side because we do eat on both sides, okay? So we're just going to massage it in nice and good, and you're not going to taste the mustard sauce at all. So it's going to be nice and flavorful though, but that is the adhere that will stick the seasoning onto the meat. So it's like a base, you know, we're going to stick that seasoning onto that meat. And like I said, go ahead and support Miss Danny Rose. She's all sopped up. That's her slogan that she uses all the time that has me real like tickled. But when I watch her videos, but she's a YouTube creator and she got her seasoning line out, and I am so glad to be able to support her and her endeavors. All right, so we're gonna flip these meat over. We're gonna season it real well on the other side. Like I said, we eat on both sides, so we have to season on both sides. And you can use however, whatever seasoning you want to add to whatever I'm just suggesting. It's up to your taste buds and what you like, okay, for you and your family. So I'm just showing you a quick Sunday meal that I'm doing for me and my family on a weekday night, okay? On a weekday night. But it's quick, simple, and easy, and my beginner cooks can do this as well. Alright, so we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees. We're going to cook it, well, I cooked it in my oven for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, okay? Because I like mine to be very tender, falling off the bone. And so you in your oven, you have to adjust your timing as well. You can follow along with my guidelines. Alright, so what I'm doing is cutting up these greens. They're nice, thoroughly washed. We're going to cut them in small chunks, okay, small slices. You could cut it even smaller than that if you wish. Now, if you're making a stew or you're making a soup or anything like that, or if you're stuffing them into some tortilla shells or tortilla bread, you can make you a collard green quesadilla. Hey, that may be a new video. All right, so like I said, I'm showing you how to remove the leaves from the stem, so you don't want the big stems in it. Some people eat it with the stems in it as well. I have too, but sometimes I feel like not having the stems in it, so I just removed it from the stem actually by grazing my knife down the stem shaft and just removing the greens. Simple, easy, to the point. All right, so I'm showing you again what I did so you can get a clear understanding of what I did. And we're just gonna roll it up nice and tight so we can get a nice slice, a nice cut of the greens. You know, this is a very delectable dish when it comes to the collard greens. I really love it. I really love greens and the benefits of it. So you all, if you love greens like I do, hey, follow this recipe and you will be sure to love these greens and how that pot liquor tastes, y'all. All right, so I'm showing you how to slice with the top of your knife and how to chop with the bottom of your knife, okay? So that's, again, a tip from my beginner cooks. All right? All right, so I'm showing you so far how much we have cut, sliced, diced, chopped, and all that good stuff, right? So I'm going to do the rest off camera, but you're going to see the amount of greens we have chopped up. Yes, that's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. But we're going to have us a good time eating that. Yes, we will. Probably always say, gotta get it, gotta go. All right, so we're moving on to our next. This is the end result of our broth from our smoked neck bone, y'all. And I have cooked those for about 30-40 minutes. And what happened is I'm going to add that into this liquid. You see how much water that I have in this pot? that is the desired amount of water that I want to use to cook down my greens, because the greens hold water itself. So I don't want it to cook longer than what it needs to cook. So I put that, which is about a halfway of the pot, depending on the pot that you use. And so I measure it about like 4 inches above the actual green amount, okay? So for measurement's sake, just eyeball it, you know, and don't let the water go too far above your greens, because I find that it cooks slower as if you put in this amount of liquid. So I added in that broth so it can give that extra flavor to it, okay? So that was just a little bit, about 1/4 of a cup that I add to it. So we're gonna add in our onions, which we rough chop, as well as the Worcestershire sauce. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add in our greens, okay? We're gonna let our greens go ahead and marinate into that nice, delicious broth that we have created from the smoked neck bones, okay? That smoked neck bone adds the extra salt, the smokiness to the, you know, to the greens. Some people would add in a extra smoked paprika, you know, to bring out the smokiness in the green just a little bit. I wouldn't overdo it because it'll overpower all the other seasonings that you put in. So I use the smoked neck bone for that purpose, to add that little extra smokiness, the underlying smokiness, and the salt of the meat itself. So, okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is move on next to pushing in our greens. We're gonna let that saturate in the juices, like I said, and you see, you can just look at it and tell how much water, how much liquid that I use. And that is going to cook down real nice, because the green itself is going to let off some, you know, extra liquid. All right, so we add in some paprika. We add in some chicken base. All right. That chicken base does wonders, y'all. And so we're gonna add in some thyme, same seasoning that we used prior in the video when we add into our meat. That's the same seasoning that we're using now again, you know. And you never go wrong with the garlic. Okay, you know, it looks like a lot, but it's not a lot actually. And now we're gonna put in some onion powder. And then we're gonna go in with our vinegar that we're gonna use. And some people don't use this mustard powder, but I do, just a little bit, not too much. It gives a different profile to the greens, you know. So we're gonna add in some seasoning salt. Now we're going to add in our vinegar. That is white distilled vinegar that we're using. And we're not going to use much of it. We just put in about a tablespoon of that vinegar, or a tablespoon and a half. And that should do just fine for that amount of greens that we're cooking. And don't forget the Worcestershire sauce. Yes, the Worcestershire sauce. That adds another extra layer of flavor in our greens. It gives it like a more in-depth savory taste. And yes, the sugar is going to balance out all of the ingredients and all of the seasonings. It's going to give it a real smooth, all across the board taste. And believe you me, you're going to want to drink this pot liquor in a cup, in a shot glass if you want. I'm just saying. We're going to add in our onions. Now you can use sweet onions, or you can use just the regular yellow onions. I went on with the yellow onions, okay? And the reason I put those in last, you'll see in the next clip, where we have perfectly cooked greens and perfectly cooked onions, okay? You just can't go wrong with the onions and the greens, all right? And let's not forget the black pepper. I always tend to forget the black pepper at the end, y'all, because I rarely use black pepper, but hey, greens, we gotta have the balance of the pepper with the sweetness and the tartness of the vinegar. All right, so moving on, we are looking at the halfway mark of our rib tips. Okay, these rib tips have been smelling up this kitchen, y'all, and we are ready to put on my homemade barbecue sauce. You all, I've been showing you my barbecue sauce in my videos because I am getting you prepared to taste the flavor when I actually upload it to our YouTube store. And y'all, I want y'all to support your girl. Hey, I've been doing this for a while and I've been putting it out to the public, to the general public, and I've been getting good feedback about my sauce and my seasoning. And you all, I just want y'all to try it. Want y'all to support your girl and her endeavors, and you would not regret it, y'all. Y'all would not regret it. I'm just gonna put it out there like that. Just try the sauce and you'll like it. All right, soon to be announced, y'all, but we're gonna cover this nice and well with the sauce. We're gonna get it back into the oven so we can finish it up. Y'all, this is gonna be very tender and very fork tender and very delicious in your mouths. And the kids, they tore it up like it was no tomorrow, okay? That's all I'm gotta say. Just look at how that sauce stick onto them ribs, y'all. That thing was like off the chain, y'all. Off the chain. Anyway, let us not go on and on about it. We're going to put this back into the oven. We're going to let it finish off for another 15 to 20 minutes. And that will put us at our 2-hour mark. Let's move on to our honey butter. So in this bowl, I have a half a stick of butter. And we melted it for like 30 seconds in the microwave. And then we're going to add in about a tablespoon of honey. You can use any brand honey you want. We're going to add in a tablespoon of honey. And we're going to stir it in real good. And we're going to add some light brown sugar to our mix to actually balance out the butter and the honey taste with a little extra punch of the sweetness from the light brown sugar. So it's not overly sweet, it's just right, just mellow. And we're going to add in about a tablespoon of that as well and stir it in real well. Just nice, quick, simple glaze to put on top of these buttery biscuits that we got in the oven. It's coming out soon. All right, so we're looking at these greens, y'all. Look at these greens, y'all. Just look at them. Oh, it make me want to drink the pot liquor all over again. I'm telling you. So, like I said, this is a very delicious meal, quick, simple Sunday meal on a weekday night. All right, so we got to pair it with some rice, y'all. And these are the canned biscuits. Canned biscuits. We're gonna make this quick, fast, in a hurry. And yes, we are done with these ribs, y'all. Oh my Lord. Help me. Whew. I'm telling you, these ribs was on point, and I'm going to show you why. All right, so we're going to cut into these ribs right now. I'm showing you how fork tender they are. Yes, you see it. All right, we're going to cut into them. Yes, and I'm going to cut them in small pieces because they rib tips, y'all. They rib tips. And now I'm going to serve it to my little ones so that they'll be able to, chew it and digest it well. Yes, Lord. Look at them ribs. Woo. And so I'm just gently tossing it into the rest of the barbecue sauce that we have on the plate so it can be nice and covered, every piece, every nook and cranny. And we're going to pour, drizzle, just all the goodness all over these biscuits, Lord. Yes, Lord. Pour it on, Lord. All right. Well, like Papa Bear said, gotta get it and gotta go. And I'm gonna see you all. Thanks for watching in our next video. And keep God first in everything you do. Bye. What you eating, Blessing? What kind of meat? Is them rib tips you eating?
Yeah.
Mmm. How does it taste? Okay. How does it taste? Tell the sweets. How does it taste?
Bad. Badly delicious.
She's a kid. Well, there you go. She said it tastes good, y'all. Badly delicious. If that even makes sense. I guess to her.